So how do we know when the guy that we're dating is ready for the next step? How do we know if he wants marriage and children? Well, I want to give you some clear signals that he is ready for that, and also something that you can do to actually get a direct answer and know if he's ready. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee Slansky. I am a professional dating and relationship coach, and I help women from around the world find and build the relationship that they desire and deserve. Some people are into casual dating, and that's totally fine. However, if you're dating with the intention of getting married and having children, because that's the stage you are at life, then it's fair enough that you want to have some clarity on whether or not the man is on the same page as you. So let's dive into some signs to work out if he does want these things. But before I do that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, drop a thanks Renee down below, and give me a big thumbs up. Okay, the first thing that you need to understand is that men have a financial clock and women have a biological clock. We as women obviously know that we only have a certain amount of time in our life that we can produce enough eggs to be able to have children. And when we reach a certain age and we see all our girlfriends getting married and having babies, it kind of stirs something within us. It's something that if you've always wanted to be a mother, it's hard to ignore. Not only that, we want to have the security of a loving relationship that is going to last. And for us, that security can come in the form of marriage. Now for men, they don't think the same way, which is totally okay. This is why we need each other to balance each other out. For men, it's about the financial clock. And when I say the financial clock, I don't necessarily mean that he feels he needs to be a millionaire before he can make those decisions. However, it's more about him feeling that he's reached a certain point in his life where he's got security, where maybe he understands what his purpose is and he's living it. He's someone that feels that he's reached the level of status within himself and for everyone else to then be able to focus on the next part of his life, which would be having a spouse and having children. Men need to have their ducks lined up in a row before they're usually ready to even think about the next stage of what is going to happen. And the reason why is because men also crave security as well. They want to know that they are creating a secure environment that if they were to have children or if they were to have a wife with whom they feel responsible for, that it would be an environment that doesn't just crumble. And right now, at the time of recording this video, we're obviously going through a global pandemic, and there is a lot of confusion, there is a lot of instability, a lot of job loss, hence why men have actually pulled back. Maybe they were ready at that stage when you first started dating them because they had that security. However, because circumstances have shifted that foundation of security, they may have felt like they've lost a couple of ducks, right? And so they've actually pulled back and feel they need to get that ready before they can then go and focus on, investing in getting married and being, present with that and actually having children with you. The second thing to look for is, who does he hang around? If a man is an eternal bachelor and he doesn't want to get married and he doesn't necessarily want to have children, then chances are he will be surrounding himself with guys that have a similar mentality, or he'll be more close to people that have a similar mentality. He may have a couple of mates that have gone and settled down and gotten married and have kids, but he won't necessarily feel that that's where he goes out with to be able to have fun. Or if he is, he kind of brushes any conversation off whenever they talk about, hey mate, you should settle down. So who does he hang around? Because basically we become product of our environment. So if he's constantly going out and partying and hanging around people that are maybe a lot younger than him because he feels like he can relate to them more because there's that level of no commitment there, because they're too young to maybe have a committed relationship. Again, this could be an indication that maybe he isn't ready for marriage and children. The third thing to do is, how does he respond when he does see other people married and committed and when he sees little babies in the street? If you can observe his behavior when he's in situations either at other people's weddings that you've been invited to as guests, maybe he's got family that's committed, maybe he's got friends that are in marriages and they have kids, what's his energy saying? Does he kind of freak out at the idea of holding another person's baby? Does he feel that he doesn't want to help out with his nieces and nephews because he's kind of scared and doesn't feel that confident in that arena? Is he someone that makes a lot of jokes about other people's marriages? Because remember, people usually reveal the truth in their jokes. So when he's faced with what it is that you want in other people and other scenarios, how does he respond? Because his response will be an indication for where he currently is at. Now, the fourth thing to do is try and see if he talks about the future. Does he talk about, oh, one day when we have children, or one day when I have kids, or, you know, maybe we can buy a house together next year? Is he talking about the first initial stages of actually, you know, really solidifying your relationship and taking it to the next level? A man who wants to be able to build these things with you, who does want marriage, who does want children, will probably be talking about it with you. He will be discussing it with you. He will be hinting about it. He will, in the moment, really feel comfortable when he's holding someone else's kids, or when he's at another wedding, and when people say, oh, you're next, or, you know, you could be the next dad here, he won't necessarily feel or look uncomfortable when somebody says that. He'll actually receive it. Now, before I reveal the last 2 points, don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And the second thing that I want to say is this: if you're feeling that your relationship is stagnating and it's not moving forward, I highly suggest that you download my free guide, The 9 Types of Women That Make Men Run. Because in this guide, I give you a reason why men don't commit to certain women or certain behaviors within women, and what ultimately makes a man want to commit. And the link for that is in the link in the bio down below. Okay, last 2 points are this. Number 5. If he is ready for marriage and children, he'll probably be more emotionally present and more emotionally invested and connected to you in the relationship. And that's because he wants to make it work. He sees you as his person. He sees you as the mother of his children, the woman that he wants to spend the rest of his life with. He will be thoughtful. He will remember things. He'll want to go out his way to actually show that he values and loves you. Remember, ladies, that having the next stage of your relationship, if it's marriage and children and that's what you want, it's not just about having that, it's about having like a quality relationship, a quality marriage, so that your children grow up with something that actually helps set them up for an amazing life, okay? We can't just get so focused on the commitment that we forget about the quality of commitment. And we shouldn't be trying to force any man into marriage or any man into having a baby. If he doesn't want it, then maybe you need to reassess whether or not this is the person for you. Because if you know that this is something that you truly desire and want, and they don't, then you're on different pages here. And you don't want to spend the rest of your life trying to convince him to be more in love with you, and trying to convince him to marry you, and convince him to have children. Some men might have fears around this. Maybe he has divorced parents, or he has abandonment issues, or he feels that he'll never be good enough to be a father. Obviously, men have their own insecurities as well, and those things need to be addressed, because the last thing that you want to do is have him make this next level of commitment to you out of obligation. I mean, that's not fair to him, and it's not good for you, and it's just going to be really messy. So if he really is ready for the next level, it will be evident in his behavior and the way that you feel. And lastly, number 6, ask him. I know, crazy, right? But the thing is, girls, is sometimes we just sit there and we mull over these ideas, and then we want to test him, and we want to play games, and we want to like go, well, I'll get my friend to ask him and do this and that, and I'll put a baby in his arms and see how he responds. You know what? Sometimes you can just skip all that crap by purely just directly asking him. Men love when we're direct about things. They don't like it when we assume and then start accusing. And then at least you have an answer. Say to him something along the lines of, you know, do you see a future future with us? Do you see me as your wife? And don't be ambiguous. Don't be like, oh, you know, do you see maybe in 10 to 15 years, maybe getting married? No, be direct. Say what it is that you feel that you need to say, because it's the only way you're going to know if he actually is on the same page as you. Say, you know, do you see me as your future wife? Is marriage something that you want to do? Is that it something that you would like to do with me? Are you someone that wants to start a family? You know, express and explain your desires and needs while also asking what his are, so that you can work out, again, do we want the same thing here? Now, if he says that he's unsure, then, you know, you need to work out, okay, well, is this unsuredness, that's not really a word, but is his lack of clarity around this because of the relationship that you two are having? Or is it something that he just never really has thought about up until this point? And then you've got to see, obviously, how your relationship goes from that. You don't want to feel that you have to wait and wait and wait and wait until you have your answer. Sometimes it's purely just bringing it straight to the forefront so that you can know and then do something about it. All right, girls, I hope that this video has helped you, and let me know down below if it has. Until next time, don't forget to grab my free guide, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.